Welcome back, everyone. So today I'm going to show you the difference between using a reference image in an image-to-image workflow and using a reference image to create a DNA prompt used for character consistency. Here we have a normal image-to-image workflow, which is basically just copying the existing image and making a few small changes to it. When you are working with AI images and film, especially professionally, you cannot just take any photo of a real person and make new images of them. I can't say for sure that it's illegal, but it's definitely not ethical. Now, this isn't a real person, it's an AI image I've made previously, and I'm using it as an example in this video. No matter the current legal status of creating images of real people, I am confident that there will be laws regarding this within a near future. When you set the denoise to 0.3, it means that 70% of the original image is preserved, which is quite a lot to be honest. And as you can see, this is the exact same person. If the input image had been of a real person, let's say someone famous, and I then share the image online, I could get in trouble. By instead using the input image as a reference in the WorldWeaver system, we will strip away any actual likeness of the person and only tell the AI to use the defining features of that person. The WorldWeaver prompt helper will take the features of the person and translate it into a kind of DNA prompt. The DNA prompt will then be used to create a person who has similar features as the original image, but doesn't share the likeness to that person. Once we have the DNA prompt, we can save it as a character in the character database. I'll save this one as Julia. But before we save the DNA prompt to the database, we need to clean up the prompt a bit. For example, the output prompt says Professional Studio Photography. Unless you want every image created later on to be set in a studio, you have to remove the studio part. It also says Female Influencer. And since I don't want every image to look like an Instagram influencer, I will also remove that part. I will also add a placeholder for clothes. The first line of the prompt will then be a professional photo of a 25-year-old woman dressed in clothing. I will also add placeholders for the hairstyle and accessories, as these are things that can be changed between images. A good rule of thumb is to remove everything that you don't want to be hard-coded in the character DNA. Once we have saved the character DNA to the database, we need to restart Comfy UI as well as refresh the browser window. Julia will now show up in the drop-down menu in the WorldWeaver workflow. After selecting Julia from the drop-down menu, we will describe what she is wearing, the shot type, what she is doing, and where she is. To make it resemble the original image, I'm prompting her to have a short and elegant black dress. The shot type is a candid shot. She is leaning against a brick wall, and she's alone in the evening. Let's fast forward a bit and skip to the result. As you can see, the output image has the same type of features as the original input image, but it is clearly not the same person. We have created a completely non-existent AI character. Any likeness to a real person is now purely coincidental. Because we have hard-coded the character DNA, we can also reuse the character in completely different settings, dressed in completely different clothes, and still maintain character consistency. So let's try with a short white skirt, an open denim shirt that's tied at the waist. Julia is now sipping wine at a bar. And again, we're speeding things up and jump to the result. As you can see, Julia is still the same person. She has the same look, but a new outfit and is in a completely different location. Let's do a third image. This time we'll make her wear a white bikini, and she is sunbathing on a sunbed at the beach. Again, Julia has the same look in this image as she had in the previous ones. But now she's on the beach, dressed in a white bikini. All these images are created in vastly different settings, with different clothing and different lighting. But Julia looks like herself in every image. The way we created Julia is ethical from every aspect, and you don't have to worry about getting hit with any legal problems in the future. You can find links to the WorldWeaver workflow in the description, along with the link to the blog post that explains the concept more in depth. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, subscribe and leave a comment.